Hey guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Here's a little video on my approach on solving the Tic-Tac-Toe game. I haven't finished the project though, but but I don't know, I felt really excited once I reached this stage of development, because I might be wrong. I don't know. Let's see in a couple days from now on if this solution won't work. I do think that it'll work. And this is just a little video on how, or well, what was going to be my first approach to solve this game, and what's the approach that I'm taking right now. And I might as well do a video of the finished project. This project, the Tic-Tac-Toe game, it's a practice project from the Odin project. It's a website where I've learned tons, if not all of and everything that I know of web development, and it's really amazing. It has really helped me a lot, and it has tons and a massive amount of information that it's really valuable. And if I don't know if someone who's watching this video is from the Odin project, I really can't thank you enough. Really, thank you so much. But yeah, my approach on solving the Tic-Tac-Toe game. My first approach was to, or well, for context, the website says that we should store the game board in an array. So how can we do that? Well, first of all, here's the game board, right? So we can see that in the game board it has 9 positions, right? It has 1, 2, 3, but taking into account that in programming we start counting from 0, we start from 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on until we have the number of 8 positions, right? Which are 9, but since we're counting from 0, there are 8 positions, right? So we should have, or well, if we translate that, we should have something like this, right? Well, we're on JavaScript, so I'm so sorry. So we have to set let, right? Our let variable named gameboard is an array of 8 positions, right? So my first approach on how to solve this, I really thought that it would be good for performance, although at the end it wasn't. But just for the sake of how can I say it? Just for the sake of this video, I will say it. But my first approach was to, whenever the player would set a marked position on the game board, let's suppose, I don't know, this center position, it would check all of its surroundings, including, all of its surroundings are left, right, up, down, and even all of its diagonal directions. So the upper right, upper left, lower left, and lower right. But what was the trouble with that? It was that I really thought that it was good for performance, because in my mind I really thought that it would be horrible for the game board to continuously scan the whole board for a connection, and I don't know why I thought that. I mean, at the end, or well, I'm not going to get ahead of my current approach, but I find it really funny, because at the end I went and really thought that might be the solution though. But well, going back to my previous approach, yeah, I really thought that, let's suppose that that if I were to put an X on the center of the game board, right, and if there were to be another X on my upper position, on my code I was trying to make it so that every radius check, I called every one of these check positions a radius check, and every radius check, it had an index position. Oh, it was really trouble. It was really too much for that, but it's really funny, because every radius check let's do it like this. Or well, no. Every radius check had an index and an axis, right? So the index was completely necessary because, or well, my thinking process went from drawing the game board, and then I said, well, how can I know which check, or well, I find it quite really hard to explain it. Visually, I might explain myself better. I really hope so, but I don't know. Let's take for example this one that I drew, which is an X on the center. For me, it made sense to say, okay, so if I want to detect an upper connection, how can I do it? And then I saw that there was a pattern in which every upper position was the current position minus 3. So let's say, for example, 7 minus 3, it would be 4, and then 4 minus 3, it would be 1. So I had tons of objects where the index was, in some cases, like index plus 1, index plus 3, index minus 1 or minus 3. And it really, for me, in that moment made sense. Right now, it doesn't. And I also had every one of those radius checks, I had them with its own axis. Let's suppose, taking for example this one that I just drew, 7 minus 3, and it would detect an upper connection, right? So let's say that this was my index, and the axis, I named it vertical. And it was a complete mess because if it were to or well, in the past, because now I changed my code, if it was going to detect an upper connection, then that upper connection would run like 4 array loops trying to see if it was going to connect a full row on its upper, or like going completely upwards, or going completely downwards, or testing if my current position was in the middle of those positions. It was a complete mess. I'm really sorry because this explanation took like 5 minutes, I guess. But I find it really funny. I really thought that was good for performance, or that even it was like a, I don't know, first world cutting edge solution. But at the end, well, it might not be. But well, what's my current solution? What's my current solution, or my current approach on how to solve this game? I thought that it was way better and more simple that I was really trying to do. I'm sorry. So let's say that, or well, let's see our game board again, right? So if we draw it, and if we put in the positions that we have on our array, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, let's just set them nicely, and 6, 7, 8, yeah, we got them. So I found that it was way more simple that I thought it could be, because at the end we just need to take into account that we just need to store in a variable all the possible connections that the game board could have. Let me explain it better. So if we were to check for all horizontal positions in where it could make a connection, because we could have 3 possible horizontal connections, right? We could have this one, this one, and this one. Vertically, we could have this one, and this one. And on a diagonal, we could have this one and this one, right? So at the end, it was way more simple than all of the stuff that I did before. Why? Because we can just store in a variable. Let's say, I don't know, let's say const horizontal. For the sake of making it shorter, I'm just going to call it hor. And let's say that it's an array. Let's store it like this, and we could have all of its positions stored in an array. So we could have 0, 1, and 2, then comma, or well, we need to store this into array, right? Because this is one check. So then we could have another one and another one, which are the three possible connections that our game board could have, right? So at the end, my approach is that every time that a player marks a position on the game board it's going to go through each one, or well, in the case of horizontal connections, it would go for each of these, for each of these elements of the array, which each one of them has all of the possible connections that it could have. It will test if all of these positions are marked and if all of those positions share the same symbol, right? Because if we have the game board, and let's suppose that, I don't know, my last input was this little X on the upper right corner, right? So if my game board logic will and needs to scan the game board and scan all of its horizontal connections, and let's say, I don't know, it checks that, okay, my position 0 is marked, okay, that is good, and my position 2 is also marked as well, and my position 1 is marked as well, and lastly my position number 2 is marked as well. So yeah, I won. Well, not that easy, because at the end they are all not the same symbol, so that's an additional check that we need to place. And based off that logic that I just did for only my horizontal values, I might as well do the same for the vertical values, right? So we could have another const, which are our vertical values, and it needs to be another array, and we could have here all of its possible vertical connections, right? So our vertical positions, well, they might be 0, well, another array, we have 0, 3, and 6, right? Oh, well, that looked more like a curly brace, right? So because it would check all of its vertical positions, right? So 0, 3, and 6, and so on, and it would do the same, or I would write the same for 1, 4, and 7, right? And at the end, there would be an additional for our diagonal, right? And on our diagonal array, we could have, well, any of these values, right? We could either have 0, 4, and 8. We could have, well, we need to have 2 at least, right? Because we need to check for a slash to the right and a slash to the left. So we would need to have at least two values on our array, right? So we should have at least 2, which they would be 0, 4, and 8, and lastly 2, 4, and 6. And yeah, that's about it. I mean, if we look at this compared to what I had previously, oh, it was a complete mess. But yeah, I mean, this is my current approach on solving it. I find it really fun to do all of this debugging, and it's really cool. I really like it a lot. So I might as well do a video on showing the finished project. And yeah, that's about it for now. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I find it really good to do this kind of stuff before jumping straight into code, because if you don't quite understand the logic behind everything you want to do, if it doesn't work on your mind, it won't work. It won't even work in code, right? But yeah, let's keep failing. That way we can learn, right? So I hope you liked this video, and thank you so much. Have a great day, and see you on, I hope to get this finished on 2 to 3 days maybe, but yeah, have a great day. Bye bye.